What is up? Happy Halloween, happy Sunday. It is me, Berlin, back with another video for you. So, this one. There is quite a little bit of drama to get into. And yes, I'm supposed to be like Bellatrix Lestrange today. That is kind of what I was going for here. I don't know if you can really tell, but I've got this kind of bondage type dress on, which is from Killstar. Actually, I love that brand. I love that brand for like alternative, gothic, punky clothing. But anyway, you don't want to hear about that. This video, we're going to get into a little bit about Kim Kardashian, because Kim has been spotted out at a theme park with a new man, Pete Davidson, apparently. Girl, I don't really talk about the Kardashians over here on my channel, because honestly, I'm not somebody who's like really invested in them, invested in their lives, what they do, unless it's like a really big scandal, you know, something like that. But actually, there was something that caught my attention that Def Noodles posted about a FENDI Kim Kardashian collaboration. FENDI and Kim have been called out for cutting a lot of corners with this collaboration. Now, there are TikToks going around about this, so I'm going to share them with you here.
Just say this before I work out. These pictures are like 1000% photoshopped. Like this, she wasn't wearing a Fendi bodysuit. Like, girl. Here's the template. I'm gonna put it in my bio. I got it from HFT group. I'm dead. Honorable mentions. Okay, 5 hauls. This is linked to my bio.
Just so that everyone knows how very little money Kim Kardashian and Fendi invested into this collaboration, I'm going to break it down for you. In the beginning, we do technical flats through Illustrator to see what the clothes look like before we buy the fabric and make the samples. The next stage is to get the samples made and get product shots done. This requires getting a photographer and getting the samples made, which is costly. What she's presenting is a lie, because she's making it seem like she did a photo shoot like this, which is very expensive. It's the most expensive of the 3 processes, which she didn't do. Is this another marketing ploy? Because how is it that they have millions, but they did the bare minimum?
This is so funny. Now, this is a scandal to me. This is funny. You know, as somebody who went to school for fashion, I understand this, right? This is funny. So, Kim Kardashian is posing in what looks like a Fendi bodysuit, but she's not actually wearing that Fendi stuff that you see in the photos. The brand photoshopped it on to save the cost of the photo shoot and to save the cost of the samples of the garments actually being made. That's fucking cheap. For a brand like Fendi, who are a designer brand, to cut corners like that, that is bad. That's awful. They couldn't even be bothered to pay for the photo shoot and the samples to have Kim model it in the photos for the collection. Like, that is major. That is major tea, major drama. That is a really bad thing to do. You know, you're really misleading customers doing that. So for a huge brand like Fendi, go. Shade. Whoa. Fendi really cut corners there. And I'm surprised that Kim Kardashian just okayed it and thought that nobody would notice. Like, people can see when images are extremely photoshopped. People can tell. You know, so like, did they think they were just going to get away with it and no one was going to say anything and oh, tumbleweed? No, you know, people have clocked it. Like, I didn't initially see this campaign until today. And when I saw it, I was like, you can tell. It looks bad. On the pictures, you can tell how they've cut it out in Photoshop or Illustrator. You're like, so that is fucking awful of Fendi. I'm like, wow. Tea. My gosh. Like, you don't expect it from a brand like Fendi, right? You might expect it from a brand like Primark or something, you know, a brand, well, Primark actually probably have a lot of money, but you might expect it from a small indie startup brand or a fashion student, someone who doesn't really have a lot of money. But for a brand like Fendi, you would expect them to pay and get their samples made so that they can have like a professional photo shoot, right? That sucks. That's shady, girl. That is shady. Anyway, I'm going to move on, because another thing that I found really quite disturbing over the weekend was on Friday, Laura Lee and Manny MUA went on their full coverage podcast. And the shenanigans, honestly, the shenanigans. This to me is quite a big thing. Manny MUA decided to do a little speech about how he thought that Brian Laundrie, who allegedly murdered Gabby Petito, is still alive. Now, this is not a case that I've spoken about on my channel for the reason that I think it's disrespectful to Gabby's family. So I haven't spoken about this. And I mean, yeah, you know, I watch YouTubers like Bailey Sarian who talk about murder mystery and makeup and stuff. But I feel like this Gabby Petito case, I feel like because it's ongoing and also it's very recent, you know, it's fresh. I don't feel like it's fair at all to Gabby's family to discuss this out in public on your YouTube channel. You know, I don't think that this is something that, you know, ex-beauty YouTubers should really be sticking their nose into.
Feel like he's on the run and his parents know exactly where the hell he is, and that they have all planned this situation where it's like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to plant some of your, let's say some of your teeth, a random fractured skull from someone else, like just different things, your book bag, all these random things, and we're going to make it seem like you've disappeared and you've died, and these are your remains, because it's like
and the
teeth.
Only time they had time to perhaps, maybe again speculation, plan it there is while searching, since police have been covering the area for so long, they wouldn't have time to go out and plan it, so they had to do it while searching for the body when no police were around.
And that's after an hour of looking?
After an hour looking, it's like...
It does... See, for me, the math ain't math.
The math ain't math.
Because it just doesn't make sense. I'm like, how the flying fuck does this happen in this quick amount of time? And it's just all coincidence. Like, the thing is, like, coincidences happen for sure, but like this is such a huge coincidence that I'm like,
whenever things are this sensitive, this big, and this serious, I don't necessarily believe in coincidences.
Right, especially during this situation. It doesn't make sense.
You can't give me a coincidence in a situation like this, because I'm gonna start thinking things.
I mean, so I personally think he's on the run. Like, this is honestly like a real life you situation.
I think
this
the police,
season.
though, like it tells me
freaky.
The police know more and are, I think, onto the situation because they're not releasing much information, which tells me they're like, oh no, this isn't case closed.
Like, we know more.
We know more.
But I'm glad that the case isn't closed.
Me too.
Because it's like they have to figure out like what's going on, where he is, and like even though they found remains, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily
if it does
him.
come out that the speculations are true, this is going to be seriously such a wild story that the parents would do that.
Honestly, it's horrible. I mean, at the end of the day, like, Gabby deserves justice.
Yeah.
And like this, like if it really was him and it is all his and he's passed, like it's like she never got the justice that she deserved. You know, because he never got to serve time and really like deal with the repercussions of what he actually did.
Yeah.
And I think that that's like one of the most tragic things.
Now this, I'm like I can't believe that Manny and Laura actually went there with this, that they thought it was a good idea to sit there on their podcast and discuss conspiracy theories about what has happened to Brian Laundrie. Like, to speculate that his parents have put teeth and bones to make it look like he's, you know, ended himself. I mean, that is crazy. Like, to blame something like that on his parents and to make a big conspiracy of it on your podcast, I was like, girl, I would be embarrassed, you know. I'm like, how can you sit there and like just comfortably discuss something as fresh as this when that poor girl's family are grieving? I was like, oh my god, this is really tacky, really distasteful. I was like, you know, take a YouTuber like Bailey Sarian, who I mentioned prior to playing that clip. Take a YouTuber like her she talks about murder mystery cases and crime cases and things, but the things that she talks about are not things that are going on currently. You know, the things that she talks about are things that happened in the past, and they're like closed cases, they're dealt with, you know, or the people involved are deceased or whatever. You know, it's not like a fresh ongoing murder case. That's what disturbed me about Manny and Laura sat there on their show. Oh, what about his bones? What about this? What about that? I was like, wow. You know, I was just kind of taken aback by that. I was like, this, not a good look. You know, Manny has been supporting James Charles recently as well, you know, very openly, as have other influencers like Jacqueline Hill, etc. You know, Gigi Gorgeous, Nat Getty, none of them care, right? And then also, now they're here talking about like an open murder case. I'm like, what's going on? You know, are you sure you're okay? I'm like, can't be doing their reputation much good, right? Sorry, I just find it disrespectful to talk about an open murder case. So I'm going to leave that one right there. But getting to my look, there we go. On the eyes here, I've actually got the Jeffree Star Weirdo palette. I think this palette is stunning. Like, I am so impressed with this mini palette. This is absolutely my favourite mini palette that he's come out with. Do you know why? These are, today, what I'm wearing here, I'm wearing Mohawk, and then I'm wearing Only Child. That's this purple colour that you see all over, like, on the outer edge of my eyes here. And then I did also put a little bit of Only Child under my eye as well there, so that's what I've got under here. And then on the lid, I went in with a little bit of the Sensorium Brow Engineer and did this cut crease moment. And then I used a tiny bit of shadow from also, oh, I'm going to grab another palette here, from this Sensorium Chapter 1 palette, because the shimmers in this palette, they're really lovely on your lid. So I took the shade Cortex, oh, don't know if you can see, that's that one there. And yeah, look, my purple is gone in this palette already because I used it to make a face paint for another look a little while ago. But yeah, I used that one, that Cortex. I don't know if you're going to be able to see anything. I'm going to try and do a little swatch of it on camera, because when I did it on my TikTok, it really showed up really well. Oh, let's do it on my hand here, I guess. I don't know if you're going to be able to see anything. Let's see. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, hang on. I know what I'll do. Move that light. There you go. You can see it, can't you? That really sexy shimmer. So yeah, I've used that a little bit on the inner corner, just at the start of my lid, and then I went in with the Silver Razor Blade shade, that one from the Jeffree Star Weirdo palette. Wow. Ooh. I really like this look. It's simple for like a Halloween look, but I didn't want to do another look that was like green or, you know, all over my face or whatever. I wanted to do just gothic, and I was feeling kind of Bellatrix vibes. So I actually, look, this is what you do when you can't afford a replica Harry Potter Bellatrix wand. You go your ass to the park and you find a stick and you get your glue gun and you make one. So that's what I've got, just like that. Oh, there you go. So guys, I'm going to stop this little video right here. I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. If you're going out tonight, have a happy, safe Halloween. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Please let me know all your thoughts, comments and opinions on everything in this video. Do you think that it was right of Manny and Laura to be discussing that Gabby Petito case like that? Or are you like me and you also think it's disrespectful to her family? Let me know. Love you guys. Take care. Happy Halloween. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.